All right, guys, another day, another work day done, another gas bath. What was I thinking about today? Thinking about my daughter again, but I think the main thing I was thinking about today was how we gaslight ourselves, you know? And gaslighting isn't good, guys. That means what gaslighting is you see something that's fucked up, but instead of addressing it and dealing with it as it is, you hoodwink yourself, you lie to yourself, like sort of like toxic positivity. And you say, oh, it's not that bad. Oh, I'm just imagining things. Oh, it's just me. So where I'm going with this is, when we gaslight ourselves, we're not just gaslighting ourselves, guys. We are gaslighting, we are lying and perpetuating the illusion to other people as well. So by not healing, by not facing our shit, by lying to ourselves, we are perpetuating these systems of abuse on other people, because all anybody's waiting for is for you to fucking tell the truth. When they say, how's your day? And you go, huh, well, fuck, I'm slaving again. I mean, it is what it is. I'm back stuck in this hellhole, but I'm finding my way out, so it's not all that bad. But I mean, look at me, I mean, this is what we do. For what? For what, guys? Go to work 8 hours a day, which I don't even work 8 hours a day. I can't. I'm not going to. I refuse to. Here and there, if it happens and I got the energy and I feel good that day, that's fine. But I'm not killing myself. I'm not going to purposefully start on Monday, work 8 hours a day, and then try it again on Tuesday. And then by Wednesday, you're so broken down and hurting, and then, you're lying to yourself every morning just to get up. Oh, it's not that bad. Oh, gotta do what you gotta do. Everybody else is doing it. And then you're thinking of your coworkers. Well, he's gonna show up, so I gotta show up. Guys, that's how these systems of abuse, and these this is how it gets perpetuated, is by us policing ourselves. We're literally policing ourselves. We aren't living in freedom. We have no liberty. We have zero liberty. Liberty is the freedom of the mind, freedom of the body, freedom of the soul, right? We have no liberty. There is no fucking liberty, guys. There is no freedom. This is not freedom. You are hoodwinked. You are lying to yourself if you are going to job every day to support yourself and pay your bills and survive and do all your dopamine hits. You are lying to yourself if you say you have freedom, if you have free will. That is a complete 100% gaslighting lie, guys. And those are the types of things that we all need to stop doing. We all need to quit perpetuating those lies. Because that's the only way this is going to stop. The only reason it keeps going is because we're all living in an illusion, and our speech is it just builds up that illusion. Our speech just reinforces the illusion, the hoodwinking. And yes, it does. That's where it's coming from, is your speech, your actions, because we keep on showing up, because we keep on doing it. But then we're not even honest about it. We're not even honest about how we feel. So we bottle up those emotions. And when you bottle up those emotions, that becomes an issue. That's how you create splits. That's how you create splits in your head. Bottling up these emotions instead of getting it out and letting it be known. Hey, I do not condone this stuff. I'm doing what I have to, but no, I'm not happy about it. I'm not, grateful because I'm able to slave away. No, I'm doing what I have to do, period. It's that simple. There's no gratefulness. There's no fucking, none of that. Oh, and guys, I don't know if I told you, but I quit giving gratefulness. See, I started giving gratefulness several years ago, and I realized the power of it, right? So I spread it to everybody. I had my kids doing it. I had all kinds of family members across the board doing it. And I was perpetuating it. But I quit giving gratefulness, I think about 8 months ago or so. I'm gonna have to see if I can find it in my archives. But I quit giving gratefulness about 8 months or so ago, when I realized that when I quit, lying, doing the big lie and going, oh, there's gotta be something that loves us. There's gotta be a reason for this. I'm gonna do my work as if unto the Lord. You know what I mean? That stupid shit. So when I quit doing all that and I was facing shit and actually taking it for what it was, like an outsider perspective view, instead of being all wrapped up in it, with my programming and emotions, I quit giving gratefulness. And since then I've tried, I'm like, there's got to be something. But every time I do that and I go in my head, I'm like, grateful to who? For what? And it's really that simple. Ask yourself that. Grateful to who? For what? Guys, come on, let's get real. Let's quit living in fantasy land. Let's quit lying to ourselves. What the fuck are you grateful for? Another day of slavery? Oh, well, at least I can keep a roof over my head. I gotta give grateful. No, you don't. You don't have to do that. Guys, as soon as I quit doing that shit, I also quit, I was doing meditation, and I was doing these meditations where I was there was this source energy, and it was a big white burning ball, and it would go right into me, and I was doing my breathing, and I'd do these meditations where and it give me energy and made me feel good and powerful, and I quit doing that shit about the same time, because I started realizing, I was like, man, nothing was there. I cried out to Jesus to save me as a child from my abuse. I mean, for years, I would beg him. I begged Jesus, please, just take my life. Take my life, use it as a sacrifice for you, and just get me out of this hell, this abuse. Because I had nowhere else to go, no one else to turn to, no other adults to turn to. All the pastors were gaslighting and turning all my abuse around on me, because my mom would go in there and prep them. And so anyway, so what I had to do in order to understand these systems of control and this gaslighting was, I had to realize, I begged for something, anything to help me, to save me, please. And nothing ever came to relieve me. Nothing ever came and put their hand on my back. Nothing ever came and gave me a good feeling. Nothing ever came and talked to me. Nothing ever explained to me, hey, bud, hang in there. Nothing. I made it this far because of me. Period. And if I said otherwise, I'd be lying. So, what am I grateful for? Who am I giving that gratefulness to? So I stopped it. I cut out. I quit asking anything for energy. I quit giving so much power to the river. I used to go into the river and feel the healing power of the river. I quit that shit. I quit it because it was extremely important. I knew above and beyond healing quickly and finding these modalities was recognizing my own power and taking my power back, because nothing has ever been there for me except for myself. The only way I've made it this far is because of my own strength and fortitude. And you guys are just the same. So, you need to quit giving that gratefulness to other things and start, if you're going to give gratefulness to anything, give it to yourself. If you're going to ask power from anything, reach deep down inside and grab it from yourself. Because you're giving your power away. Not only are you guys the most powerful things in this earth, but then you're giving all the credit for that power to some invisible being that you're giving all the strength to. You guys are giving the power to these beings. They are nothing without you. They are little entities. That is all they are, that are sucking. They're succubus. They're sucking the life out of you. They're using you. That's all they're doing. So yeah, man, I quit going to the river as much, quit putting the power in that, I quit everything. I quit all of it, and I did a deep dive inside me. I deep dove into the abyss, into the nothingness, and I found myself. And I was there all along. It's just we're so afraid of that dark. It scares the shit out of us because we've never faced it. But that's what it takes, guys. It takes facing our shit. It takes being real about what happened to us. It takes being real about these systems of control and abuse and governance. These toxic, poisonous systems, guys, that are killing us, that are using us, that we feed into, that we protect. We protect them. When somebody talks out about the rigged sports or the entertainment industry being a mockery of our abuse, or a liberal makes fun of a fucking Republican or vice versa, and you guys just go back and forth. You guys are giving all your power away. You guys are just laying your power down, and you guys exchange that power in exchange for a ticket out of hell. This is hell, guys. There is no hell when you die. This is hell. We are living in hell. The journey is finding your way out of this shit. Your freedom, your liberty, but your truth. And like I tell these kids all the time, I'm like, you're the only one that can tell your story. Nobody else can tell your story. Nobody. You're the only one. And it's on you. It's your responsibility to tell it. It's your responsibility to not let people lie to you. It's your responsibility to stand up for yourself. That is your responsibility. And the reason that we have a tough time doing that is because all the programming we have tells us to shut the fuck up and fall in line. Where does that sound familiar? That came from our parents. All they wanted was compliance. Where else does that sound familiar? The indoctrination centers, the education system, right? All they want from the time you're 5 years old to the time you turn 18 is compliance. They test you daily for compliance, guys. That's all these systems of abuse and all these authorities want. They want your compliance. As long as you comply, you're loved. As long as you comply, you're accepted. As long as you comply, you can hang out with the cool crowd. You know what I mean? They'll let you survive. And it's so much more than that, guys. It's so much more than that. And you're never going to realize it until you start taking your power back. And again, the only reason you think you're weak is because of these systems. Your ego is in charge. Your splits are in charge. Your soul's sitting in the background, and you refuse to let him fucking take the wheel. But as soon as you do, man, shit's gonna start changing. But you're gonna be pulled along. See, your soul knows. Your soul knows. Your soul doesn't have to go research. Your soul doesn't need confirmation. Your soul doesn't need some outside entity to say, oh yes, you're doing the right thing, but just keep praying to me. No, your soul just needs everybody else to shut the fuck up. Your soul doesn't need anything. It doesn't need your ego. It doesn't need your splits. It doesn't need your survival instincts. It doesn't need any of that shit. It's all about trust. It's basically walking in faith, because but really not, because you're removing your ego and you're allowing your soul to take over. So your soul knows. So there's no faith there. Faith is the belief in something unseen, but your soul knows. Your soul knows. There's no trusting, there's no faith, there's no belief. All that shit's a construct, guys. You're living in truth, fact, and reality when you let your soul take the wheel. It's just we're so not used to just trusting ourselves because we've been beaten down and told that we don't know anything our whole lives and that we have to fucking ask the experts. Oh my God, if you guys haven't figured that shit out by now, I mean, goddamn, every expert in the world told you guys what for 2 years when every government in the world locked their citizens down for 2 fucking years, muzzled them. Guys, that wasn't to protect you from reading, that was to muzzle you. They said, shut the fuck up, and they put a muzzle on everybody. And then they tried every trick in the book to shove poison into everybody's veins, guys. That was not an accident. That was a show of fucking force. They were showing you idiots, hey, we're in charge. You will do what we fucking say. You will comply. That's exactly what that is. So anyways, I'll get off on that another day, but that's another whole subject. But yeah, guys, you got to stand up for yourselves. You're the only one that's going to do it. Nobody else can do it for you. You're strong. You're strong, just as strong as I am. You have as much fortitude, strength, and knowledge as I do, guys. It's inside of you. You just got to trust yourself and let it out. You got to face that dark shit that you guys are scared to death of, that every time it comes up, you want to bury it with alcohol, drugs, fucking food, you know, whatever. Dopamine hit is your fucking go-to whenever those demons come forward. And most of those demons it's just your past, guys. It's just your trauma and abuse. You just need to face it. You can do it. Best on your journey.